today's action with a big countdown here at the Pat Rafter Arena.
Please give a warm welcome to our first team representing Norway. Captain Christian Ruud, Lily Hasseth, Andrea Petrovic, Ulrike Karim, Victor Durasovic, Malene Helgo, and Kasper Ruud.
Big applause, obviously, and a big camera focus on Kasper Ruud, who is the outstanding player in Team Norway, obviously.
And their opponents for today's session, representing Brazil,
there's his father, the team captain,
Rafael Pacciaroni, Rafael Matos, Luisa Stefani, Mateus Puccinelli de Almeida, Carolina Alves, Felipe Melogini Alves, Laura Pagosi, Diego Monteiro, and Beatriz Haddad Maia. If you are able, please be upstanding for the national anthems of Norway and Brazil.
Stirring rendition of both national anthems. In particular, it's lovely to hear the Brazilian one the day after Pelé, the footballing great, left us at the age of 82. Lovely too.
As usual, between points, please keep watching the shot clocks. Everything's electronic. Your towel boxes, you'll see the flags inside, and that's about it. Any questions? All right. If you need anything, let me know. That's WTA is heads, tails. This is for you, Ocean Dishand. Remember, big serve. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails. Okay, here we go. Watch. Look at this. Wow. Boom. Heads. You win.
Serve.
Okay, serving. And a couple of photos, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Great coin toss there from Ocean. Give us a wave. No, she's all business there.
She's so
Just
cute.
get it off the court. Yeah, act like you've been here before. Yeah,
I love that she went for a different tactic on the coin toss. That was great.
It was tossed it up, and then I thought she's gonna smash it down at the net as well. So that was, but it was a wonderful coin toss, and the toss was lost by Haddad Maia, won by Helgo, and she's decided that she's going to serve. So no nerves there whatsoever. 23 years old, number 319 in the world. That's her highest ranking thus far. She ended 2022 on a bit of a high, winning 11 of her final 14 matches. That took her to an ITF title at a W25 event in Estonia, where she beat Arantxa Rus in the final. Arantxa Rus, I thought she was going to be the next big thing when she beat Kim Kleisters as a wild card at Roland Garros.
Roland Garros, I remember that.
10, 11, 12 years ago now. And hasn't quite made it through. She was the #1 seed in Estonia, but she was defeated by this woman here, Malene Helgo. Played a lot on the ITF circuit, obviously. Was a junior, made number 29 in the world in juniors, quarterfinals in doubles at Wimbledon and the Australian Open. And she's going to have a work cut out for her today, but she seems to be reasonably confident, and the fact that she's elected to serve, for me, is a big call.
Yeah, that's great. And I love the fact that she's had a pretty good end to this year already, winning so many matches, and it wasn't that long ago. So she can continue that streak, definitely bring some of that confidence in, because it's so important when you're able to have so many matches under your belt. That really helps just continuing to continue on that momentum. I think that could be a good sign for her.
Over the other end of the court, Beatriz Haddad Maia, already, as we mentioned, with a victory under her belt for the loss of just 2 games against Martina Trevisan of Italy in the opening group match for her. She's 26, up to number 15 in the world. She's the most improved player on the Hologic WTA Tour last year. 32 victories, including a couple of titles as well. She won those titles on the grass, Nottingham and Birmingham, so East Midlands and West Midlands in the run-up to Wimbledon. Broke into the top 20 for the first time, went all the way to the final in Toronto at the Rogers Cup. So she is very much a player on the up, an attacking player, big forehand. She's going to get into the net and really try to impose her game on a less storied opponent.
Yeah, I really like her game, and she uses that lefty forehand extremely well to create a lot of opportunities. She's able to open the court in so many instances, and even watching her first match a couple days ago, she started a little bit rusty. She even said herself that, you know, she was a little bit nervous. That first match of the year to start the new year is always challenging, but she finished strong, and she felt like she was in good form by the end of that first match.
These players have been evolving on different levels. WTA for Haddad Maia, and primarily the ITF circuit for Malene Helgo, and different continents as well, obviously. So even when you're coming up through the ranks, you tend to play in local tournaments, ones you can travel. You'll have probably done that, Jill, 25 years ago, 30 years ago.
Probably
when you were making your way,
than that, unfortunately.
I'm not being polite here, look at me. But yeah, when you're working your way through the ranks, there's a lot of driving around, a lot of car sharing, carpooling, and going from one tournament to another.
Yeah, and just like you mentioned, Helga obviously played more on the challenger level tour. I mean, luckily where she's from, there are a lot of opportunities around Europe that doesn't take that long to get to, so she would have a lot of opportunities in that area, but still it's a grind in the beginning. I mean, you're trying your best. It puts added pressure on you when maybe week to week, if you don't necessarily have the funds to get there, that puts added pressure on you at every tournament that you play. So what an opportunity for her here to be able to gain some points and to be able to gain that prize money to help her as she continues her career.
Okay.
Prize money for appearing, but primarily if you win, and the ranking points that Helgo would get if she were to beat number 15 in the world would be incredible for her. She would halve her ranking overnight, and all of a sudden that would make such a huge difference for her in terms of the tournaments that she can enter, that she will get direct acceptance for, or even qualifying for. So it's a huge opportunity for her. Rafael Pazziaroni was the coach on the other side for Brazil, and then Christian Ruud here.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go. My Norwegian's pretty good, I got that.
Malene Helgo to serve for Team Norway.
Haddad Maia in the yellow.
Ready.
And Helgo to serve in the red. How about that? Should we call it quits now?
That's a great start. Yeah. That's an excellent first point, I think, for Helga, just to get a little bit of rhythm out here. She's definitely a lot more familiar with Haddad Maia than Haddad Maia is with her, so probably would have seen her play a little bit more, especially Christian and Casper Ruud as well, being on the tour with Haddad Maia.
That one
likes
landed
the
in.
backhand down the line.
You didn't hear any calls. Obviously, the line calling here, it's automated electronic line calling. No line judges at the back, and you'll hear pre-recorded voices saying out or even foot fault. We had a couple of those yesterday, and that one landed in beautifully. No challenges because everything is done electronically, automatically.
(30-15).
I like that change of pace from Haddad Maia. She was on the defense, but throwing in that slice might just give her a little bit of a clue, because Helga struggled on that to create her own acceleration through that ball, through that softer off-pace slice.
Well, from 30 love for Helga, 3 points in a row for Haddad Maia, and it's the first break point of the contest.
Helga's going to definitely have to get a lot of first serves, and already those 2-second serves that she threw in. Haddad Maia so aggressive and hit with such good depth.
Breakpoint saved. It's going to be the little things, winning the first point with that nice little backhand down the line and then saving a first break point.
That's good anticipation. You can tell she likes that shot, that backhand down the line, just sees that spacing so well on that shot.
Let first serve.
She strolls into the net and flicks one of those forehands over. She cuts an imposing figure, does Haddad Maia.
Already a more confident, strong start from Haddad Maia than her first match. Definitely a little bit sharper.
Standing in already on the second service. Second break point.
That was the right move to make. She's been successful so far, aggressive on that second serve. Missed that one by quite a bit, but for Helga, she's going to still feel that pressure with how aggressive Haddad Maia is being.
An ace.
Nice.
Straight down the tee, 166 kilometers per hour.
Advantage, Team Norway.
Ticking off a lot of firsts. The first point, the first winner, first break point save. She's had two now. First ace. Can she get a first game on the board? We've had a lot of firsts, but we're already up to a third juice.
I think Haddad Maia has already picked up on the fact that she's been successful when she's gone really hard and deep to Helga's forehand side. She's missed that one long, hasn't been able to control that forehand with the spin that she needs. A good change up on the serve. Haddad Maia leaning, expecting that forehand on the return, so it was a good mix-up, a little bit more off-pace slice on that serve.
Yes, the 1-2 punch, the ace last time down the tee from the juice side, and then this time swinging it out to the lefty's backhand. Another game point for Helgo. Another second service, though. And she gets the win. It was a hard-fought one. It took 7 minutes, but Helga is on the board. Helga goes into her team zone to talk to the entourage. We're going to talk to our entourage as well, because in our team zone, we have Barbara Schett, who is down courtside. Babsy, what's the body language of the players like from the first 7 minutes?
Well, what a first game. We've just experienced unbelievable. But I have to say, Malene Helgo went off to a great start. I mean, this is not an easy situation for her, you know, to step out here, represent her country, playing in a big stadium like that, playing against the top 20 players. So it was really important to get on that scoreboard. And, you know, this stage, either she embraces this whole situation or she gets overwhelmed. But she seems really in a good spirit out there. She's bouncing up and down. Haddad Maia obviously doesn't know her opponent, so we will need to give her a little bit of time to get used to her, to suss her out. But one thing is for sure, she's trying to be aggressive.
The win predictor probably would have been slightly more in favor of Haddad Maia at the start of the match, but Helga gets a save on the board, so it's just below a 1 in 5, just over a 1 in 5 chance, just below the 1 in 4. Let's see how that evolves as the match goes on. Yes, talking about knowing your players, it's far easier to find video of Haddad Maia than it is of Helga.
Yes.
So easier for Helga to study Haddad Maia than vice versa.
And for someone like Helga who hasn't experienced this type of situation before, it's a great time for her to be able to have this experience out here, especially with Christian Ruud and Casper Ruud in your box who have been in those situations. There's Casper. And they would have been able to guide her, to get her ready for this moment, to let her know the feelings that she might be feeling and, you know, give her a little bit of advice of how to handle all that. And that's why events like this are so great at the start of the year, to be able to have those voices in your ear to be able to help you.
It's a huge event, not merely for the fact that we have 18 nations in 3 different venues around Australia, but the fact that number 319 in the world has a chance to be on the same stage as the world number 15. And not look out of place at all.
Yeah, she moved well to that. She was so quick off the return to cover that open court. It's nice and balanced on that backhand to be able to handle the pace of Haddad Maia.
It's Haddad Maia running around that one to take it on the forehand, and that opened up the court for Helgo. And she needed no second bidding.
I think that was a smart serve from Haddad Maia, even though that serve, that lefty serve going to the strength of Helga, it opens up that forehand side for her to be able to attack that side. That's the side so far where she's gotten the errors from Helga, is on the forehand. That's too bad. She played a great point. There was a moment I felt like she could have taken that one ball out of the air and just backtracked and got herself in a little bit of a vulnerable position.
Great battling from Helgo, but that really did showcase all that Haddad Maia has to offer. A big service, big forehand coming into the net, playing a lovely volley, and it's one apiece.
One game on.
Well, sitting courtside here, Helga's footwork is unbelievable. She's taking so many small steps. She's really quick. And as you've mentioned before, the backhand is a real weapon. I think her weakness is probably when she has to move out to the forehand wing. But even though she lost that game, she's in this match, that's for sure.
That's another great point. See, Haddad Maia really trying to power through that point, trying to overpower Helga, but Helga stood her ground.
$15 all.
Jeg så noen par sånne stygge foranfeil i den forrige matchen hennes.
She hits that serve well, that down the T serve on the deuce side. Good placement.
apologies, which
Yeah.
I think it's well, we're in the Pat Rafter arena, so it was a proper Pat Rafter. Sorry, mate. The hand up there and got the not quite the hand of God. That was Maradona as opposed to Pele, but she got the hand of the just clips the neck cord there, and then apologises afterwards. But she'll take that and leads 40-15. And finishes off with an ace, her second, straight down the tee. And Malene Helgo, Team Norway, leads it 2-1. We're in Brisbane, and just up the road, one of the 7 wonders of the natural world, the Great Barrier Reef. You can see it you can fly over the top of it, and obviously you can get down. I've been on a boat about that size. You spend 2 or 3 days out there, going out from Early Beach around the Whitsundays, and you can go out, you can jet ski, you can snorkel, you can just get your feet in the sand. Check out some of the sunsets. Absolutely beautiful place to spend some time, it really is. Not a lot that has to be said at the moment. Probably whatever the Norwegian is for keep on keeping on.
Yeah, she's looking great. I think she's handling the situation very well. Looks comfortable, calm, no sign of nerves whatsoever. She's been really steady and grounded in herself in these first few games.
Okay.
They look pleased so far.
Well, Team Norway is going to be relying on Kasper Ruud to win his #1 men's singles. No doubt to play in the mixed doubles and think, well, if we get another point there, that's 2. Where's the 3rd point coming from for us to win the tie? And if they can get any kind of upsets, then well, the pressure's going to be on the big man.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
Yes, take your seats, please. There we go.
Thanks, folks. Please take any seat. Doesn't have to be your seat. Any empty seat. Thank you.
Fergus Murphy making sure that we can get on with the game. A quick game's a good game.
Lap 15.
First double fault of the contest on either side. Turns it around there, though, with that big lefty service way out wide.
15 all.
Wasn't necessarily the fastest, 143 kilometers per hour, but swinging way away from the forehand of Helge.
With Haddad Maia, when she's been able to really spread the court on the serve and also on the ground strokes, as well as Helge moves on the baseline, I think Haddad Maia has a slight advantage with the power that she brings when she's able to use those angles. That's a great serve. When, as a lefty player,
40-15.
That out wide serve, that slice serve is always usually such a go-to serve for them. But when you have the ability to incorporate it and flatten out the tee, it can just catch your opponent by surprise. It's such a good tool to have as a lefty.
Again, she'd varied it, so the previous time from the ad court, she'd swung it out wide to the backhand and got the service winner. Follows it up with the one straight down the tee. Body service that time around, and other than the double fault early on, it was a very comfortable service game for Beatriz Haddad Maia.
It's first response we've seen from Haddad Maia as well, as far as encouraging herself. A couple fist pumps in that game, just a little bit more vocal.
Great point from Helgo. Particularly finishing it off with the overhead. No nerves there at all.
That's the first time we've seen her approach the net. Was curious to see how she was going to handle that. Went through that volley well. Covered the right spot, but came into the net off a very good approach.
30 love.
Really smart shot selection from Haddad Maia, getting behind that point. Could feel herself getting just a little bit on her back foot, and did a great job of turning that point around by using the heavy forehand and then attacking the very next shot.
$40-15. Team Norway.
Comfortable hold for Beatriz, for Malene Helgo, and Team Norway leads it 3-2. Change of ends, 90 seconds. Gives the entourages time to talk things through with their players.
Det smeller litt hardere fra, altså på litt sånn løseballer så slår hun hardere på forehand på en måte. Hun er god på backhand når hun får fart da, men det er ikke så lett å sette fart på backhand. Men får bare prøve å lese, om du klarer å lese noe på oppkastet hennes på serven. Men nå satte hun et par bra server i forrige game.
Ja, skulle backhand fordi solen kommer i kraft, ikke på.
Ja, det gikk litt rundt der, men det går bra. Ja, det er riktig tankegang.
Ja.
Gå rundt og gjøre bestemt i forhånd.
Ja. Da får jeg bena også veldig i gang.
It seems very calm in there, and the only things I could pick up were forehand and backhand.
I don't know. Oh, goodness.
So yes,
Need to
they've
brush
got
up
to
on
use a
that
forehand and a
position.
backhand. Yeah. There seems to be a lot more backhand.
It seems to be such a good conversation, though. Her smiling and obviously feeling very happy with her performance so far. I think that mindset that she has is a really good indication of the fact that she doesn't feel overwhelmed. She came out on the court right away, not feeling that she was the underdog, in my opinion. She looks really good.
And away she goes with the smile. A couple of fist bumps. The fact that she elected to serve as well, holding service every time, then she's the one making the running. 1-love, 2-1, 3-2. As I mentioned earlier, Haddad Maia with her first game under her belt, defeating Martina Trevisan. But the good thing for Helgo is that she was playing up to late into the 2022 season and winning 11 of 14 at the Billie Jean Cup and on the ITF circuit. Well, when you pick the right way to go and then manage to execute, doesn't it look good?
And to be able to control that ball, I mean, that was a big strike from Haddad Maia, and she just blocked it back nicely.
Again, it was like a soccer goalkeeper. Which way am I going to go? Which way am I going to go? I'm committed to going to my left. And then when you go to your left, you feel even worse if you've picked the right way and you can't execute. But she did there. Love 30.
Went just off the line on that serve. Good depth on that second serve.
Obviously no challenges available because everything is already hawk-eyed. You can ask to have a look at close calls, but I've yet to see one overturned.
Definitely more calm in that rally from Haddad Maia. Didn't maybe hit with as much pace on those last couple backhands, but the accuracy, so good.
Helgo's playing the number 15 in the world. You get the feeling that she's going to have to play pretty much faultless tennis if she's going to have a chance here. So there's little things there, almost missed opportunities. And an ace for Haddad Maia, her first of the match. Seals it to make it 3-all. 170 kilometers per hour. Straight down the middle. Can't say straight down Broadway because we're in Brisbane, so straight down George Street or straight down Adelaide Street.
Drew. Straight down Broadway works too.
Beautiful forehand down the line from Helgo. As soon as she sees an opportunity, she's not afraid to take it. Old adage, cross court to defend, which she does beautifully, then down the line for the win. A round of applause from the Norwegian team zone.
There's that angle again that has worked so well for Haddad Maia. She started off this match with a lot of depth off the ground, but I think she's starting to understand the tactics of Helgo, what's maybe working for her a little bit more, and that use of that angle, even if it's shorter, just to open up the court has been advantageous for her. Starting to get some more returns in play as well. She's chosen to block some of those returns back in play just to start the point.
Feasted on the second service, knew where it was coming. It was only 116 kilometers per hour. An inside-out forehand sets up 2 break points.
Good response from Helga. No hesitation on that break point. Trusted herself on that forehand. It's good to see in a pressure moment.
One break point saved. She's saved 3 in the set already. Can she make it 4?
Nice. Good jobs on the serve as well to get 2 first serves in play.
Deuce.
Went to the body that time, got the short reply.
Advantage, Team Brazil.
Haddad Maia making Helga run left and right. And she sets up a 3rd break point. Again on break point, body service, follow up.
Well, she gets the right way, Haddad Maia, but I think Helga just hitting the approach shots with such effectiveness. It's a good quality ball, and even if your opponent guesses the right way, if you just trust yourself, stay committed to that shot, it's still effective.
Ace down the tee. Straight down Adelaide Street.
Team Norway.
Or George Street.
Or
James Street.
Deuce.
You could see after that second serve, Helgo just falling backward, expecting a really big return. Even if your opponent's going to be aggressive, even if you know they're going to be aggressive, you got to stay balanced, hold your ground. You can't be drifting backwards. It just makes it more difficult to handle that shot. Same spot. Loves that serve down the tee on the deuce side.
Advantage Team Norway.
It's a fourth ace. This is reminiscent of the first game of the set, which ran for around 7 minutes. She saved 3 break points. Done it again.
Just got a little indecisive on that shot. Wasn't quite sure what to do. Almost got caught whether she should come over that ball or hit the slice, and just got caught in between. Starting to get a little bit breezy down there.
We often get windy conditions during the Australian summer of tennis, and 2023 is going to be no exception. Another break point for Haddad Maia. Second service, Haddad Maia gets ready to step in. Steps in, takes it, puts it away, and there is the break. It was a long time coming, but she's finally broken through the Malene Helgo wall. Beatriz Haddad Maia leads 4 games to 3 with a break in the first set. Well, I've been talking about Adelaide Street, George Street. Let's have a look at some of these streets of Brisbane, the capital of Queensland. It's wonderful to be back here after 3 years away from the tennis. I don't think I'm quite going to go up Story Bridge. I haven't really got the head for heights required for that, but if you do like it, then up you go. I would prefer to go to South Bank Parkland and have a bit of the inland beach. I'm a beach kind of person. And maybe head to the Gabba, watch some Aussie rules football or some cricket down at the Gabbatoir. It's Haddad Maia trying to put Helgo to the sword here. It's not been the Gabbatoir, the abattoir. It's not been the lamb to the slaughter. Helgo really battling away, but you get the feeling now that Haddad Maia, now that she's found a chink in the armour, it's going to be one-way traffic.
Not necessarily. I mean, even though Haddad Maia just broke in that last game, it wasn't easy. She had to work hard at it. It took 4 break point opportunities for her to be able to finally convert on that last point, and it was a second serve that she got, which helped her a little bit attack and be able to break. But it's been a really great battle so far in this first set.
Seats quickly, please. Ladies and gentlemen,
so
take
Haddad
your
Maia
seats,
converting on break point number 6, 3 in the first game and then 3 in the 7th. 6th time was the charm. It's only a break if you hold service afterwards. And she's going to be serving now with new balls.
Love.
New Dunlops, 6 of them, very compact. Obviously won't have fluffed up at all, coming straight out of the can. They will fly through the air more quickly, particularly when the conditions are as warm as they are here in Brisbane, around the 27-degree mark. 81 Fahrenheit for those of you watching in old money.
Good serve, good body serve. Helga opting to run around and try and take that as a backhand, expecting the lefty spin to move away from her, but just got jammed on that return. That's great 2 strikes on the ball from Helga, huge forehands.
30-15.
Certainly not playing like someone who is 319th in the world or 304 places behind her opponent. It's been tough to choose between the two thus far. Took Haddad Maia 6 attempts to break. Well, how about that for an ace? Curled in. It looked for all the world like it was going to be a double fault, but that one curled in beautifully, just 125 kilometers per hour. But it's ace number 2 for Haddad Maia. Helga has had 4. Those have been of the more conventional variety. Straight down the tee on the first service. The break is followed by a hold to 15. Haddad Maia of Team Brazil leads 5-3. Barbara, you're down courtside. What's the body language like from Malene Helgo? Has her head dropped a little bit after that break, after she battled so fiercely?
Yeah, I think she was a little bit disappointed, but you know, as you said before, she certainly hasn't played like a player who's outside the top 300, and to keep that level up is not an easy thing for Malene, but also the body language now from Haddad Maia is much better. She looks like she's a lot more confident, and the unforced errors, they're piling up now from the Norwegian.
Helgo, of course, serving to stay in this first set.
So often, too, we get to start to get to the later stages of that first set, and Haddad Maia just so much more experience in these moments, and that's where you see normally the breaks come in is at a 3-all or 4-all, where more experienced players able to handle that big moment just a little bit better, just because they've been in that situation more often.
The net call that had helped her out a game or two earlier returns the favour this time to Haddad Maia.
A huge difference in the second serve speed from players. Haddad Maia, a lot more pace on that second serve overall.
Not backing down, though, Helgo. Found herself 3-5, 15-30, but still battling. She's going to want to hold here, obviously, to stay in the set, but also to make Haddad Maia serving out. Double faults are never welcome, but when it's 3-5, 30 all, then it's the worst possible time. Sets up a break point number 7, and the first set point for Beatriz Haddad Maia of Team Brazil. Well, she saved break points, and now she saved a set point.
It's just such a good job when she doesn't rush herself. Helga, it's so difficult mentally to stay in that state of mind when you're behind in the score, when the pressure's a little bit on, but she did great there not to rush that forehand too much.
Not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination yet, though. Double faulted from this side last time out. Haddad Maia steps in. Oh, and a foot fault. Agonizing. She looks around. There's obviously no one she could complain to.
There's no video, but it was your front foot, so your left foot. We can't show a video of foot faults, but it was your left foot.
Came just a little bit late, too. So I think it just took Helga by surprise all of a sudden.
Well, electronically called as well, be that as it may. It's 2 double faults from that side in a row from the due side, and that sets up another break point and another set point.
Oh, a surprise miss from Haddad Maia, but that ball off the bounce really jumped up on her, a lot higher on her shoulders.
Back to deuce. Back to the deuce court for service, the one on the right-hand side as you're standing there. And 2 double faults in a row from that side. .319th in the world, you say?
Doesn't look like it to me. Yeah.
Advantage, Team Norway.
I like the choice on that volley too, and the fact that you know you have to hit it so good with Haddad Maia already moving forward to that ball, but had enough backspin on it. It was a great touch.
What a hold from Malene Helgo. Keeps alive, but Haddad Maia will come out in 90 seconds' time to serve at 5-4. Gutsy hold. Very gutsy hold. Particularly since the last time around, she had been broken after saving a couple of break points, then finally Haddad Maia got through. The fact there that she put that foot fault that ended up being a double fault behind her, I thought, because that set up a set point, and I thought she could crumble.
Well, and it can also make you think a little bit more about your serve, and all of a sudden it messes up your rhythm and everything changes, but she handled it well. But I think that these are really good signs to see from Helga, especially someone outside the top 300, because this is what it takes to get to that next level, is being able to handle those challenging moments when you might be distracted, when things surprise you, and that's a really good sign for her as far as moving forward. And not only in this match, but in the future as well. To be able to handle those moments, what makes the difference between different levels of players.
Haddad Maia is up and ready to serve at 5-4 for this first set. Start as you mean to go on. A clever service down the tee, unreturnable. As you can see, not the fastest, but the placement was wonderful. Showing no signs of disappointment after failing to take 2 set points in the previous game. All business thus far. 2 very short points, and she's 2 points away from taking the opening set. Another unreturnable service, and it's 3 set points for Team Brazil.
(40-15).
Backhand goes long, and we have a fist bump from Beatriz Haddad Maia. Team Brazil taking the first set 6-4 in just under an hour. It was a hard slog. It was a very hard slog for Beatriz Haddad Maia. She got there in the end. She had to have 6 break-point opportunities before she finally got through in the psychologically intensive 7th game. But after that, Helgo didn't crumble. Could easily have crumbled and been broken again. But she made Haddad Maia serve out, and a lot of credit, I think, goes to both players.
Well, I think it was a very good set from both. You're absolutely right. The difference to me a little bit was the serve in particular. And especially a number that's not up there is second serves. I think Helga's struggling a lot on the second serves with those second serve points. One, overall, maybe not serving as well with that percentage, could be a little bit higher. She has a few more unforced errors, but it was the timing of those unforced errors when they came. It was in the last few games, really. It was after she got broken, and then they accumulated a little bit towards the end of that set, and that was the difference.
Yes, Helgo only winning 47% of points on her second service, so pretty much the toss of a coin. The toss of a coin early on that we saw from Ocean, the mascot who was out there to do the coin toss. Helga decided to serve and showing confidence, and she showed a great deal of confidence right from the off.
Absolutely, and I love that she continued to go for it, even with those few unforced errors that maybe didn't come at the best time. She didn't back down. She knows she has to stay aggressive. She has to try and put pressure on Haddad Maia.
Team Brazil. 6 games to 4.
The Brazilian team zone celebrating. It was hard work for Beatriz Haddad Maia.
Okay.
Malene Helgo made her work all the way for that first set. It took 53 minutes. She's coming out with energy again and determination.
Second set. Team Norway to serve.
Helgo having held serve and made Haddad Maia serve out. That means that she gets to serve to open once again. So providing she can hold, then she'll have a nose in front as she did in the first set.
Love 15.
It's important for Helga to stay confident in this moment. Would be a little disappointed not being able to come away with that first set, but really important for her to get off to a strong start, just to get on the board in this second set.
$15-7.
Just body language has changed slightly from Helga. Doesn't seem quite as up. Shoulders have dropped a little bit.
She had to face down 2 break points in the first game of the first set. Seems to play some of her best tennis when her back's to the wall, Malene Helgo. You can't permanently be giving your opponents break point opportunities, though. That's 9 for the match so far. And the 9th is the charm. Haddad Maia gets the early break. She leads by a set and 1 love with her service to come.
Well, that's exactly what Haddad Maia wanted, to get off a good start in the second set. And she keeps on telling herself to step into the court, to take the ball early, take time away from Helgo. What I love is when she comes up with those angles. She needs to use that more, especially being a lefty. She can open up the court so beautifully in the combination with being aggressive out there. So she's still not 100% happy, I think, with her performance, but she's put herself into a good position, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that she's been able to get aggressive and be able to open that court is what's created opportunities for her consistently throughout this match. That last point, though, it's a great job from Helgo. She had such good length on that ball throughout that rally, but Haddad Maia defended so well, didn't panic, just kept the ball back in the court, nice rallying, and then as soon as she got a little bit more time on the ball, that's where she got Helgo on the run.
Still keeping her calm and smiling. She managed to hold out until her fourth service game before being broken in the first set. She's been broken to open in the second. So mentally, it'll be interesting to see how she copes with that.
Love 15. On. Let first serve.
Wow, that's great. No hesitation there. Very confident backhand strike from Helgo.
All.
Haddad Maia starting to mix up that serve a little bit more. Chose the kick serve. Good change of pace. Just changes up the rhythm on the opponent.
Haddad Maia holds, consolidates the break, and she leads by a set and 2-love.
Team Brazil leads 2-love. Lap 15.
Scoreline beginning to look a little tough for Helgo, conceding the early break, having battled so hard in the first set, and now love 15 down on her service at love 2.
That's an important point for Helga, as those few points just slipping by. You can, as a player, start to feel that the match might be going a little bit quicker. So important for her to keep fighting, keep going for her shots. So tough to change that point around. Helga started getting so far behind the baseline, and Haddad Maia's court position 2 or 3 feet inside the baseline, just keeping inside, putting pressure and being aggressive.
$15.40.
She's got a game face on still, but things are slowly unraveling for Malene Helgo. Crowd sensing that, trying to get behind her. But it's another 2 break points that she's staring down. Haddad Maia showing no mercy. That's a second break in a row. Team Brazil leads by a set and 2 breaks. 3-love in the second.
Leads 3-love.
Well, tonight is New Year's Eve, so it might be difficult to get a table. I think I might have to book in the name of somebody more famous like Barbara Shett or Jill Krabus to see if I can get myself a table at one of these wonderful Brisbane eateries. So a lot of people have been doing it tough during the pandemic, and the hospitality industry is certainly no exception. Probably the hardest hit, as were the farmers and the producers. So it's time to get out and start enjoying some of the eateries. Get out there, enjoy yourselves, treat yourselves a little bit, and that's maybe what I'm going to do this afternoon. So some wonderful places to go and do that in Brisbane. Someone who is struggling at the moment, though, Helga, she finds herself a set and 2 breaks down, love 3 in the second set. So what can Helga do to turn it around?
Well, I think a lot of times when you feel like things might be slipping away, the first thing that goes is your feet. And we know, as Barbara and I were saying at the beginning of this match, what was so impressive in the beginning when she started strong was how quick she was moving with her footwork around the court. And I feel like that slowed down quite a bit. So that's something that, instead of thinking about the scoreline, thinking about maybe things aren't feeling as good as they were before, think just focusing on that feet, trying to get yourself behind the ball, stay more balanced. Something as simple as that could really help.
Difficult to maintain your balance when you're being knocked off your feet by the power of Beatriz Haddad Maia, the most improved player on the Hologic WTA Tour last year. Rose up through the ranks to number 15 in the world, and she's certainly playing like a top 15 player at the moment. Haddad Maia, who defeated world number 1 Iga Swiatek in Toronto in 2022. So she's certainly someone with pedigree.
Well, that was a well-constructed point from Helga. It's just
15 love.
great defense and movement from Haddad Maia.
Yes, the work rate. You were saying, Jill, that Helga seems to have slowed down a little bit. Her footwork seems to have got a little bit stuck, and you can see that Haddad Maia is actually the one covering a little bit more of the court and with a higher work rate. Don't work harder, work smarter.
Good advice.
Hit an ace straight down the tee at 164 kilometers per hour. There we can see perfectly just behind Haddad Maia there that it was flush on the line.
It's just so much more relaxed, Haddad Maia, as this second set has progressed.
2 aces this set, and they've come in the last minute. Again, in the Pat Rafter arena, that has to be a proper Pat Rafter apology there. That has to be a sorry, mate, there. Both hands this time, because that one was a double. That one was like a tightrope walker.
She's gotten the let courts in this match. They've worked to her favor.
Fantastic funambulism. That's the proper word for tightrope walking.
New word for me.
Funambulism. It'll be on a quiz show at some point.
I'm sure it will be.
Somnambulism is
and
when
I'll
you
be right there,
sleepwalking.
thanks to you.
Team Brazil.
So we had a couple of aces and then an unreturnable service at 171 kilometers per hour for love, and it is one-way traffic at the moment for Team Brazil. Haddad Maia saying, I'm the world number 15 here. You've had your fun, number 319 in the world, but now it's down to business.
Well, we've been mentioning the footwork a little bit of Helga, and I just wanted to ask Barbara, who's courtside, maybe has a little bit of a better eyesight advantage down there. If you feel like Haddad Maia has increased the pace off the ground, or do you feel like it's the footwork of Helga that maybe isn't quite as sharp?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's a combination. I think Helge certainly has dropped that intensity a little bit. That consistency she showed in the first set, that's completely gone. She's doubting herself a little bit. And once you start doubting yourself a bit, then the footwork goes down slightly as well. But Haddad Maia certainly playing much better tennis in that second set.
As a little bit of a better response. I like the intention that she showed there after she hits this forehand. I like the intention of her not hesitating to look to move forward right after that. You can see her look to try and get inside the court much better.
That one paints the line, and it's just what she needs. It's a hold for Helge, but Haddad Maia still leads 4-1 in this second set, and by a set to love.
Bra det. En sånn liten Kubler tok 0-5. Han Kubler tok 0-5.
Well, there's a lot of coastline in Queensland. You've got the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast, the Goldie and the Sunny. And here we are on the Sunshine Coast, 100 kilometres of coastline with water that's safe to swim in all year round. Beautiful weather up here again, heading further north. The further north you get, closer to the tropics and the equator. Wonderful for some marine life as well. It's an absolutely beautiful place to spend some time. I've had a couple of holidays up there. Looking forward to another one very soon. It's been no holiday, though, for Malene Helgo, but she showed a bit of grit and determination there. She held her own and held her service that time around, so she's going to make Haddad Maia win this match.
Okay. Haddad Maia is going
to have to win this match rather than Helge losing it. Something about the forehand again. I keep getting forehand from Christian.
You're picking up a lot.
I am. I'm picking up a lot of forehands.
I'm no help either.
Picking up a lot of forehands, but other than that, my Norwegian's not what it could be. Order and progress, ordeme progressum, the Brazilian motto. And Haddad Maia has been in very good order, and it looks like Brazil, well, they're going to be doing their best to progress here. They lost their opening tie 3-2 to Italy, but obviously it's all down to how many points you can pick up, so even a 3-2 defeat is almost the equivalent of a draw. And Haddad Maia looking good to pick up another point for them here. Talking about progress, it's the group winners, Group B and Group E here in Brisbane. They will go through and they will meet head-to-head in a city final. They will face off next Wednesday. Well, beautiful off forehand, as it's known down here, or the inside-out forehand. Fired into the corner there by Helge. 8 forehand winners for her thus far.
Left. First serve.
Once again, using that down the tee serve, flattening it out. When you're on that ad side facing lefty, you do have to cheat a little bit to take that out wide serve away from your opponent. That can open up that flat down the tee, and Haddad Maia has been using that pretty regularly throughout this match. First serve speed has gone up quite a bit in the second set for Haddad Maia.
Yes, only 21% of services were unreturnable from Haddad Maia in the first set, 71 in the second set, 71% of unreturnable services. So that's as good as an ace because you're winning the point. That second service was certainly returnable though.
15-30.
Fifth ace for Haddad Maia to go along with all of those unreturnable services. She really has picked it up in the second set, as she did in the opening match against Martina Trevisan. Took that 6-love.
Oh, that was close. It's such a good hit from Helga.
14-30.
Again, really loving that she went for that ball, and she's just got to keep going for that shot. She didn't miss it by much, just needs to bring it in a little bit inside the line, a little bit more margin.
Yes, you can see it there just on the screen behind Haddad Maia. It missed by probably half a centimetre, but a miss is as good as a mile. Great service out wide, another unreturnable service, and it's 5-1 for Haddad Maia. Helge is going to have to serve to stay in the match.
Team Brazil leads 5 games to 1.
That's good for her to just take a little bit extra time, go over to her coaches and her teammates just to get a little bit more advice, try and calm her down a little bit. Always want to try and force your opponent to finish out the match, force them to try and serve it out.
She needs to get her first services in here. Helge, she's won on the second service so far in the match. She's only won 40% of points, only 17% in this set. She's serving with new balls, so needs to make the most of these Dunlops.
$15.
In steps Haddad Maia.
15 on.
And causing the double fault. Helga, seeing her inch forward, went for a big second serve there. She's not missing by much at most.
Yes.
She's had quite a few unforced errors. Total of 27 for the match so far, but all of them have been very, very close.
Her service before missing by just 8 millimeters, but it's not clipping the line, it's not clipping the line, and then makes you a little bit nervous on the next one. She finds herself a set, 1-5, 15-30 down, 2 points from defeat, needing a big first service here. Haddad Maia steps in, back in again.
That wasn't very impressive backhand. That is one of our best shots. She handles the pace on that particular side extremely well.
We've seen that right from the first point of the match. She surprised us with one of those, and we thought, okay, we're not here to see someone who's outside the top 300. Great hitting on both wings, forehand this time.
Well, actually, I think that was a very smart shot because Haddad Maia, I think, would have had a cleaner strike on that last backhand if that ball was deeper, but Helga chose to go more of an angle off the court and it ended up getting Haddad Maia off balance.
So Haddad Maia went the right way, but it's a hold for Helga. However, in 90 seconds' time, Haddad Maia will be serving for the match, 6-4, 5-2.
Okay.
Standout player of this team, Brazil. They qualified thanks to her ranking. She's the top 6 from the ATP, top 6 from the WTA, and then another 6 teams brought in on combined rankings. Brazil here, courtesy of her. She's certainly been stepping up in both of the matches we've seen her play against Martina Trevisan, and then here she was expected to win, but she's done what's expected of her.
She's done a great job of handling this moment. I mean, she's had a phenomenal year so far, but she's spoken openly about being the top Brazilian, how that has put a little bit more pressure on her, but handled it well so far.
Okay. Break, hold, break.
Bernarda, she'll need the energy in these thoughts with, hopefully for her, just one game to go. It could be as few as 4 points if she gets her service right. Up and ready to go. That's her own coach there, who is the team captain of Brazil, Rafael Passiaroni. Great for her to have him in her corner. Great for the other Brazilian players to be able to benefit from world number 15's coach for a week or so. Benefits all round. And here at the Pat Rafter Arena, the fans are reaping the benefits of being able to come out and see some tennis again here at the United Cup. Turning out in good numbers, even on New Year's Eve. And I'm sure we'll see plenty more of them over the coming week. Helga's turn to step in onto the baseline to receive the second service.
15 love.
And those are shots that Helga wasn't missing at the beginning of the match. She was so solid right from the start, and then got Haddad Maia getting the break at the 3-all point in that first set. But this second set, Haddad Maia has been a lot more consistent.
Winning points on her service. That's what she's done so well in the second set, Haddad Maia. Mother was a tennis player, played for Brazil, but of Lebanese origin, hence the Haddad. Yet another unreturnable service sets up 3 match points for the world number 15.
40 love.
Consummate way to finish it off. Beatriz Haddad Maia defeats Malene Helgo 6-4, 6-2 in just over an hour and a half to give the first point of the day to Team Brazil.
Good match, good match.
90 minutes, time it takes to play a soccer match, and the Brazilians have won once again. Great performance from her. Handled the pressure, the weight of expectation against someone ranked 300 places lower than her in the world very well indeed.
She handled it beautifully, and great job to Helga as well. Started off that match really strong and was very impressed from the start. The fact that she was going for it, didn't look nervous at all. I felt like she handled the experience exceptionally well. Has a great team behind her that showed a lot of support, but it was Haddad Maia. I think that, you know, that confidence, that experience, she just kept getting stronger and stronger as the match went on.
She did. She won 9 of the last 12 games. It was 3-all. It was tough for her. She was knocking on the door, had all of those break points and failed to take them, or rather they were saved by Helgo brilliantly. Saved 5 of them, 3 in the first match, in the first game, and then 2 in the 7th game. But finally Haddad Maia managed to break in that 7th game and then won 9 of 12, won it going away. 6-4, 6-2 in an hour and 32 minutes, and Team Brazil on the board early on in this clash. It's very calm. Looks like she's it's quite a warm day out there, but looks like she's barely broken a sweat as she waves to her fans. Malene Helgo, someone I think if we were to transplant her into the top 100, she wouldn't look out of place.
Fine.
she'd qualify at 250s. She'd be, yeah.
But that's the key, is to be able to have that mentality to take that from this particular match, right? And it's good to, I mean, just watching her now, it's good to see that she doesn't look that disappointed. I think she knows she started strong, and tradition here, obviously after tournaments, to hit the balls in the stands. The players have been enjoying this very, very well. We saw Stan Wawrinka yesterday playing up to the crowd quite a bit. Teichmann
tried to follow the Swiss captain's lead and do the same. But now Beatriz Haddad Maia is going to go and speak to Barbara Schett courtside.
Beatriz, congratulations. That was a very strong finish, especially in the second set. In the first set, you were really tested. You didn't know your opponent. How surprised were you? What level of tennis Malene came up with?
Well, first of all, a tennis match is always tough, and I entered to the court to try to improve my game, to do better things that I couldn't do 2 days before, and I was trying to be aggressive as I could. So I'm very happy that I was patient, that I was giving my chance one more time, even if I was missing. And I'm happy with the way that I was trying to think during the whole game.
Now you scored another point for Brazil, but personally, how important is it for you to finish this calendar year with a win?
Yeah, it feels very special. Australia is one of my favorite countries as well. So it's very nice to be here, to spend the time with the guys, to learn with each other in this kind of competition as well. It's a pleasure, and it's nice weather, I'm healthy, I'm doing what I love, so this is a privilege, and I'm very happy and grateful to do that, yeah.
And it's New Year's Eve. What are you up to tonight? You're going to stay up for the fireworks, or are you just going to stay focused with the team and get ready for tomorrow?
Someone from here. Let's see what we can do tonight. But yeah, they have matches tomorrow, so we need to enjoy, but not that much. Maybe be more concentrated to be ready for tomorrow. But for sure, let's enjoy, because yeah, life is. It's amazing. So yeah, more than tennis players, we are human beings, and we need to deserve and yeah, reflect a little bit about 2022.
Very philosophical, Beatriz. Thank you so much. And on that note, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
I really like what she said there about playing here with the guys, and we're all learning from one another. That's surely the best thing about the United Cup.
I think that's a great perspective to have. I mean, we've heard numerous players talk about what a unique experience this is, and being able to get help from your compatriots and being able to have a team captain there and different voices in your head, I think you can really open your eyes. And I love that so many of these players are embracing that opportunity to take a lot of that information in, because you don't get these experiences that often. I think it's fantastic.
It's great, particularly here in Brisbane. You've got team leaders in Beatriz Haddad Maia and Iga Świątek for Poland. They're the ones leading their combined women's and men's teams. They're the ones going out there, getting the points. The male players are looking to them going, get us over the line, and I think that's absolutely wonderful.
It's different moments for them too, to be able to help their compatriots out there. But just looking over this match in particular, we've talked about the numbers a few times, but just to pinpoint a couple more things. The first serve percentage we know was very important. Haddad Maia definitely stronger in that category. I think handled the serve well, and that just kept rising as the match went on. A few more unforced errors there from Helga. I think those really hurt her, especially towards the end of the match. I think she just lost some confidence, some concentration, and Haddad Maia capitalized in those moments.
3 of 11 break points Haddad Maia took. Let's look at it another way. Malene Helgo saved 8 break points against the number 15 in the world, and that's something she can really take away. And I'm pretty sure that Christian Ruud and his son Casper will be telling her that and cheering her up, saying you really perform well there. I also like the fact that there's a kid there with an AC/DC t-shirt on, just in case we didn't realize that this is the Australian Summer of Tennis. We have an Akadaka t-shirt, just so that you know exactly where you are. Beatriz Haddad Maia knew exactly where she was. She was front and center on Pat Rafter Arena, tapping the ball into the crowd and saying, take that home as a souvenir from my 6-4, 6-2 win over Malene Helgo. Point number 1 for Team Brazil on the board against Team Norway.